If you want some, come get some.
This is such good
I am the visionary. I am a revolutionary. I am Seth.
Give it crying. I can't give the stuff to Nestle, but I can give it to my mama. I can give it to my mommy.
Acknowledge me.
Lately, he just hasn't been.
If you smell what your final boss, Mike, is cooking. What's
Hi, fans. I'm breaking the fourth wall here. Ha ha.
Wow. Welcome, everybody, to Rasslin with Ryan. Of course, your host, Ryan, and I'm Mike. Ryan, man. Look at man. You got to get yourself a pair of these Meta Ray-Bans because you're going to start looking like the final boss, The Rock.
I don't want to look like my final boss.
You don't want to look like your final boss?
Because he's not my final boss. He's your final boss, but he's not mine.
I'm surprised. Oh, you still are wearing one of his t-shirts. I can see it's Rise Above Hate. Which is funny because he still has the Rise Above Hate on his hat, even though he's being hateful towards the crowd right now. But it might not last that much longer. As we saw,
He is starting to change.
As we saw from the crowd reaction last night in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And also, did you see today how much he was acting like a babyface at
Fanatics Fest?
Fanatics?
Yes.
Looked like babyface John Cena to me. I'm just saying. But anyways, Ryan, man. All right, I know what you want to talk about. Let's get into it. Friday Night SmackDown last night. All right, it was a nothing show, to be honest. It was a really nothing show besides maybe the Jacob Fatu segment that set up the U.S. title match. But what everyone is talking about is the John Cena pipe bomb.
Pipe Bomb 2.0.
Pipe bomb. Talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
How'd you feel from it?
So there were rumors rumbling when they confirmed that we're gonna get R-Truth versus Cena, and we're seeing how close we were to the 14-year anniversary of the OG pipe bomb. And so they're speculating like, oh my god, are they gonna do it like a pipe bomb? Is like Punk gonna drop another one, or is Cena gonna do it?
Which is why John Cena stayed quiet 2 nights, or well, wasn't not this past Raw, but 2 Raws ago.
Yeah. And so when he pulled out the table, I knew I was just like, oh my god. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna do it. I was like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. And he sat down
as we saw Punk lay in his most uncomfortable.
That's where he forgot his line for a second. I think he forgot his line because he paused right there, and then he had to improvise for a sec.
But as we saw CM Punk lay there, his most uncomfortable.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. We'll talk about the promo, which is, I agree, is one of his best. But can we talk about the ridiculousness of CM Punk just laying there for like a whole 10 minutes, just taking a nap?
I mean, Cena did the same
thing. He was taking a nap. I mean, at least in the original pipe bomb, at least like CM Punk was far away enough where we couldn't really see John Cena until they panned back to him. In this situation, John Cena was right there, and they were shooting CM Punk the entire time. Just why would it make sense for him to just lay there, just with his eyes closed, looked like he was taking a nap? To be honest, I thought I saw him snoring. I thought you agree, right? Like, it's pretty ridiculous for him to just lay there like that. At least like have him wake up, and then I can get it. Like if he wakes up and he's just like looking at Cena, like okay, then I can, that could make sense. But the fact that he was just like laying there and just like pretending to sleep, like that's crazy.
I mean, yeah, that was a bit ridiculous, but I think the whole pipe bomb promo itself, like kind of, was able to look that.
I mean, it is the talk of the town tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like lost. I was like, oh my god. I was like tuned in. I was like, oh my god. I was like, is he really gonna do it? Is he really gonna do it?
Exactly.
And my favorite line from it was, "There is one thing you're better at than I am. You're the best bullshitter in the world."
Yeah.
It's the fact they didn't censor that part either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's just like, "You're the best bullshitter in the world."
I,
Oh no, kiddos! John Cena just dropped a curse word.
yeah. I like that. The one thing that I really appreciate in this kind of mini feud that they've been having is that John Cena has been calling CM Punk out on him being a hypocrite. You know, it started with John Cena saying, "Okay, you want a chance at the title? You want a chance at the title? It's not going to happen here in Phoenix.
You gotta
You're
follow
going
me
to have to
to
follow me to Saudi Arabia." And everyone knows that about. They didn't mention it, but everyone knows about the tweets from several years back when John Cena called the Miz a blood go suck a
Yeah,
blood.
Punk called him his, yeah.
Yeah, you know what exactly what CM Punk said. So the fact that John Cena's calling him out for being a hypocrite, and now in this promo is saying, "Look, dude, you're not the anti-establishment anymore. You know, you're not against TKO. You're Mister TKO."
And then he said, he's like, your tweets are strong, but your actions are weak.
Yeah, I mean, it's look at John Cena's not wrong in this. Look who dresses in a suit now. You know, look who dresses in a suit. As much as I love CM Punk, look, that was not CM Punk from 10, 12, 15 years ago. You know, CM Punk dresses in suits. He looks nice. He's Mr. TKO. He's Mr. Corporate. You know, he's not a punk. He's corporate anymore. He is the establishment. He's a million.
Capitalist.
Yeah, exactly. He's a capitalist. He's not
Not
scratching.
the voice of the voiceless. He's a freaking millionaire.
Yeah, exactly. And so I love that they're pointing that out in this. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, and the fact that I got to give it to the Grand Rapids crowd. They were actually a pretty good crowd throughout the night, but they were like eating up the promo. Cena got the crowd behind him so fast,
Oh yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
fast, especially against a fan favorite like CM Punk. That's not easy to do.
No, it's not because, like you
Like
said, like
not that he got the crowd to turn against Punk, but the
no,
fact that he basically got the ones who were cheering and singing for CM Punk, he got them to chant his name instead.
yeah.
That's not easy to do with a guy like CM Punk.
All right, like look at the feud that Punk had with Seth. Seth was a babyface still, but who got the majority of the cheers?
Punk.
Punk did, you know. But in this case, John Cena is the heel. But who? I mean, that crowd in Grand Rapids last night, they ate it up. And by the point, they played John Cena's theme song at the end of it, and you would if you did not know that John Cena was a heel,
Would you would think, oh, this guy's the biggest baby face in the company.
yeah, exactly. Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that this promo is better than the original Pipe Bomb, and I don't think anybody's going to view it that way. But I will give John Cena credit, man. This is probably the best promo of definitely his later run. You know, of his not only this retirement tour, but probably the best John Cena promo in many years.
Probably since his promo against Roman.
Roman, yeah, exactly. The promo against Roman because it felt real.
I mean, he's had good promos. You're not saying that like, oh, all his promos are bad. No, he's had good promos, but
I mean, look at what he did
one is
to
like,
Austin Theory. He dressed Austin Theory down, you know, but then that came with a loss. But it's John Cena. You kind of almost forget how good John Cena can be on the microphone because when he was a babyface, up until this like heel run, like John Cena has the ability just to be so hokey with his promos and kind of just say generic lines and he can cheese it up, you know. But when John Cena really means business, he can tear down somebody in the most efficient way and really get into their insecurities. And wow, you saw it tonight. Like, there's nobody on that roster that could dress down CM Punk like John Cena did.
I know and it's one of those things. It's like CM Punk. It's like he's a rare breed. It's like it's really hard to like best him on the mic, but it's also really hard, like you said, to tear him down. But Cena did it like with ease.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cena basically did everything Punk was saying about Cena. He basically flipped it and like turned it up a notch
And yeah, that
against
was
Punk.
the whole point of it, I think there's fans being like, "Oh, he just copied the promo." Yeah, that's the whole point of this.
That's the point. He even says like, "Thank you for letting me rip off your promo to show you how foolish you are."
Exactly.
Basically, him saying, "Be like," that's basically him saying like, "Oh yeah, see, because your pipe bomb promo, and then when I do it, it shows." He pretty much saying, "Yeah, see, it's just proving my point of how much of a hypocrite you are."
Exactly. So, look, he's John Cena. I feel like this is peak heel run John Cena right now. I think
Yeah,
with this
yeah. I
promo.
think it. I've been seeing on Twitter and Instagram. Everyone's like, "This is the heel John Cena we need."
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And yeah, I don't know if you caught it at the end. He blew a kiss.
Yep. Exactly. So let's see how they follow up on this. No, I'm not sitting here and expecting them to have nearly as good as a match that they had at Money in the Bank 2011, or even the Pile Driver match on Raw from 2013. I don't.
Well,
Yeah, I
I
think.
definitely think they're still gonna they're gonna deliver.
Look,
I,
there's one man in this company that can really get the best out of John Cena, and look,
yeah,
John Cena is at the end of his career. He's not the caliber of athlete that he once was, and he's not able to put on a show like he once was physically in the ring. But if there's one man that can get the best out of him, besides Randy Orton,
it's CM Punk.
yep, exactly. So let's see. Let's see what they have in the tank. Both of them have laid out great promos against each other. Um, CM Punk laid out a great promo on John Cena on Raw a couple weeks ago in Phoenix. John Cena returned the favor. So let's see.
And one thing I've noticed is that Cena seems more alive since he started this feud with Punk.
Yeah,
Like he
exactly.
looks a lot more invested. Like
Yeah,
I mean, not that he wasn't before, but you could tell there's something different inside of John Cena because of CM Punk.
exactly. And it's so weird how our truth is kind of still in the middle of all this. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, not nothing against our truth, but I feel like they really dropped the ball with him already. Cause like, oh, it's Ron Killings, respect my name, but they still
yeah,
call him our truth. This is
yeah.
it's
I don't
just
know.
like,
I didn't get that because like all of last night they were calling him our truth.
and then like he came and attacked Kittle. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
Right. Exactly.
Like I
So
don't like I don't know. I dropped. I think they dropped the ball. It is funny because there's already people on Twitter who's like, "Ugh, why is you getting main event?" It's like y'all are the same people who were saying we want truth, and now y'all are saying like, "Oh, he doesn't deserve the spot he's in." But like y'all wanted this. Y'all literally asked for it. You begged for it.
exactly. So yeah. Great ending to SmackDown last night. Not a great show altogether, but I think we have a lot to look forward to for Night of Champions, especially in the main event. And so let's see how they go with it. Let's see what really they cook up him, John Cena and CM Punk. What really can they cook up in the ring together? Because now we've seen the best of them on the microphone. Now it's literally okay. Can the two of them put on another classic together? And it's not really expecting them to up what they did from the past, but it's just like can they get the best out of each other still? So we'll see.
Yeah. So yeah. So it'll be very interesting and exciting to see, and hopefully they're given a good amount of time.
Exactly. When is Night of Champions? In a couple
Next
weeks?
Saturday. It's next
Next
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah, All right, let's get into some of the card, some of the matches. So
Yeah.
yeah. Um well we can get into more of the Raw stuff in a bit, especially with Goldberg coming back, but with Night of Champions, what else are we expecting there?
Well, they was confirmed last night on SmackDown. We're getting Jacob Ooh.
I'm all gas, no breaks with it. You know what I mean?
And versus Solo Sikoa for the U.S. title. So that'll be interesting. I mean, not to say that like, oh, these two are going to deliver a 5-star classic, but like I wouldn't be surprised if if they actually do put on a solid.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I think Solo needs it. I think for his heel character, I think he
Yeah,
needs a
I
big
would
win
not be surprised if Solo wins the U.S. title.
because Jacob already cost Solo the money in the bank. Look, and Solo has taken loss after loss after loss after loss. He's a loser at this point. I think they have to give Solo the big win and the title to really keep that character, have it give us some validity there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have that. What else do we got?
I mean, we can get back into it maybe next week, but on Raw, it's not on Night of Champions, but you had Goldberg come back on Monday Night Raw.
We all
Challenge Gunther.
expected. Yeah, that's what we all expected.
Right.
Um,
Exactly. Goldberg looked freaking gassed by the time he came. He looked like he went through a 30-minute cardio workout just getting to the ramp. I don't know
he,
what we're gonna see from him on Saturday night's main event coming up in a few weeks, but if it's anything like that, gosh, I hope it's. It was hilarious because Gunther he sent out the tweet and
he's like, I guess I can spare
3
3 minutes.
exactly, yeah. That's all it should be. It's 3 minutes. Thanks for coming. Get a great career and goodbye.
There, out of there, I'm not saying there are people saying like that would be like, watch Goldberg's gonna win to get like the to get like the home crowd like happy, get the hometown like win, and then people are saying that's gonna come out and cash in.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't see it happening because I feel like Gunther losing to Goldberg would like really derail his momentum.
Yeah. Exactly. No, it's not
So
gonna happen. Not gonna
and
happen.
I think it's at a point where Goldberg knows like, yeah, no, I'm done. Like
Right.
this match is mainly happening just to put Gunther over.
Exactly.
It's
No.
basically just to establish Gunther as as like a dominant
Right.
champion.
Exactly. Yeah, and then you have all the King of the Ring stuff that's happening at Night of Champions as well. So who do you think is going to be in the final? Oh no, it's already set? Is it? Isn't it for the King of the Ring?
Half of it is
Okay, because
Indy
I thought
Orange.
I thought it was Cody and Jay, but then that's
That's on Monday.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Who do you think wins there?
God, I hope neither is neither an
Get
option.
out of here.
Is a double count out or double disqualification possible? A no contest?
Honestly, I mean, it'd be interesting to see who they put over in that match because,
It's gonna be God, it's gonna be Cody.
but if it's Cody, then damn, like they're really bringing Jey Uso off the top of the mountain there. You know what I mean? Like it's
Well,
got
you want to know something interesting? I don't know if you noticed on well, I don't know if you watched all SmackDown, but Cody came out, right? And then literally right when he was about to say something, Jay came out. And you saw Cody kind of had this look on his face, like he looked kind of, you know, irritated by it. And then Sammy came out, and then Randy came out. Cody didn't say a single word
yeah. Oh
at
wow.
all.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see the direction they go with it because Jay coming off the loss for the world heavyweight title from Gunther a few weeks ago. It's all right. Like what direction do they go? I always imagined that Cody was going to win King of the Ring and he was going to challenge John Cena at SummerSlam. Now I'm not so sure because let's see what happens in this CM Punk match. Is it one and done? Does Seth get involved at some point? Does Seth cash in on John Cena? Who knows? Does CM Punk win and then Seth cashes in on him? Like I think it's very like doubtful, but anything is possible.
And it's funny because just when everybody's complaining that WWE's getting too predictable again, we have situations like this where it's like we generally do not know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
So
it's always funny just seeing like WrestleMania be like, oh, it's so predictable now. Now it's just like, wait, what's gonna happen? It's like, yeah, see, it's like y'all gotta wait, y'all gotta be patient, y'all jump to conclusions so fast.
right. Right, exactly. So we'll see. We gotta wait and see what happens. Queen of the Ring. What's going on in there?
God, I don't know why they're doing my goddess Alexa so dirty. She deserved that crown, but they're giving it. You could tell they're giving it to Oscar. You could tell Oscar's gonna win it.
Yeah.
They're gonna do Oscar versus EO.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see that definitely. And honestly, probably EO getting that victory, and then I could see Naomi cashing in on EO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it
Or get
all.
that victory.
Yeah, it'll be it. All I will say that will be a very very fun match to watch.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Oscar versus EO, two of the very best to do it in the ring today. Like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be such a fun match to watch.
And the anime fans around the world will have to keep it in their pants.
Oh yeah,
uh,
they're gonna have a tingle in their loins. They're gonna be feeling,
tingle in their
oh,
minds.
hey, yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah.
can't. Looking like Clark Kent again with these
What
glasses.
else we got? Oh, we got Dirty Dom defended his IC title against the phenomenal AJ Styles. I
Mm-hmm.
think AJ gets the win here. I think AJ gets the belt.
Think so?
Yeah, I think AJ gets the belt. You know, 'cause I ain't gonna let nothing against Dom. He just his IC run has been very
Totally. I
very
think he
bad.
had so much momentum after WrestleMania. People thought he was going babyface, but then he's just been doing the same old Judgment Day trek, and it's like, okay, like this guy needs a little bit more to play with. Not Roxanne Perez and not Liv Morgan, but like more to do with his character.
See, well now there's like a big thing now that Liv's injured and gonna be out for some time.
Right.
So
Exactly.
now I need some question marks of what's gonna happen in
And
terms
Liv,
of storyline.
little Roxanne is all his.
We wish Liv a speedy recovery. By the way, she dislocated her shoulder.
Yeah.
I know what that feels like. It hurts
Yeah, and your
a
dad does
lot,
too. Oh no, he got
huh?
a broken clavicle.
Yeah, but no, a dislocated shoulder hurts
Oh
a
my god.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to all the stuff that's happening at Night of Champions. We have King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring happening at Night of Champions. I'm surprised they didn't give the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring their own pay-per-view, but I mean there's so many PLEs already that they figured they'd probably just fit it in here. And and it works too because King of the Ring used to be a June pay-per-view. And so it fits that it's in June and so they can build to SummerSlam properly.
Yeah, yeah, it works out because like they said, the winners of the King and Queen of the Ring get a championship match at SummerSlam,
Exactly.
and it works out because SummerSlam's the next big show after this.
Well, it's the big show. I don't predict the big show to be King of the Ring, but we'll see. Yeah, yeah, exciting stuff. Do you have any fond King of the Ring moments?
Oh, I think the first one that comes off the top of my head, Austin 316 says, "I just whooped your ass."
Yeah, yeah,
That promo put Stone Cold on the mountaintop.
yeah. I did.
That was the rise of
You
Stone
know what?
Cold.
It was the rise of Stone Cold, but I think there's a little of rewritten history when it comes to that because okay, that promo, if you think about it, that promo happened in June 1996.
Mm-hmm.
Austin didn't start getting really over until his feud with Brett, which happened in October of 96. That which led into 97 with the I Quit match at WrestleMania 13. You know, Stone Cold saying, the iconic lines, Austin 316, I just whipped your like it that was great, but it wasn't the overnight success that people think it was because he was on the pre-show of SummerSlam 96 against Yokozuna on the pre-show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was on the pre-show. And so you had all these months where he wasn't really doing anything. in '96 until he started his program with Bret Hart. So I think people kind of forget about that. Some King of the Ring always stands out to me because it wasn't a King of the Ring match, but it was at the King of the Ring in 1998, where the greatest Hell in a Cell match ever took place in WWE history. It was a cold summer night in the igloo in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with Undertaker facing
Undertaker versus
Mankind. Hell in
Mankind,
a Cell,
throwing him off the cell
not once, twice.
twice.
Yep, and then continuing the match, an iconic. I remember watching that when I was a wee bit 7 years old, and he lost a tooth. Exactly. I remember watching that when I was 7 years old, dude, in this
And
house.
I know, with you being at 70 years old, you were probably like, "Oh my god, this is like legit!"
We,
Like,
we were like stunned. We were like, we thought he was dead. We thought he was dead. It was an unbelievable moment to watch.
oh yeah, no, yeah, that match itself is very iconic, and even today, it's still talked about heavily today. And it's like when you look at like the bar for Hell in a Cell matches, that set the bar, and there hasn't really, there's only been one Hell in a Cell match since,
Right.
or well, two. At least I think there's two, but since then, that's like the bar for Hell in a Cell matches.
Exactly. Honestly, probably. I mean, there's been a lot of great Hell in a Cell matches, but up until recently, last year, Punk versus Drew. I
Drew
mean,
McIntyre.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that one.
that
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 one.
that's for
On
another
that.
podcast.
Yeah.
King of the Ring always stands out to me as a great pay per view to lead up to SummerSlam. There's been a lot of great King of the Ring qualifying matches. I remember Ken Shamrock versus The Rock, also in '98, great match. I remember Owen Hart winning the King of the Ring in '94, Brett winning it in '93. Then it kind of hit like a little slide, and from like '99, Mr.
Brett,
Ass, Billy Gunn won.
by the way, Bret Hart is the only two-time King of the Ring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Triple H won it at one point. Uh, who else? Edge won it. I remember.
Booker T,
Booker T. Yeah, he was King Booker.
Booker,
King Booker. Um, Brock
Wade Barrett,
Brock Lesnar was. I think he was the last King of the Ring before they eliminated the pay per view. Um, yeah. Then they kind of went to like this whole. They would just bring it back every now and then. William Regal, Sheamus, Xavier
Wade Barrett,
Wade Barrett. Yeah, all of them wearing the ridiculous king. The best King of the Ring himself was Baron
King
Corbin.
King Corbin.
Exactly, ridiculous. Um, yeah, up until and honestly, I mean, I'm kind of sad they didn't bring the PLE back, but last year's PLE when it had Gunther and Randy Orton in the main event, that was great. That was a great match.
In the words of good old JR, it was a slobber knocker.
Business is gonna pick up. But yeah, great, great, great stuff. But yeah, all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, buddy. So, anything else you're excited about when it comes to WWE and wrestling?
I'm just excited because now it's like, again, Cena's my goat, Cena's my guy. I always appreciate him. I'll never talk anything bad, but now I've got like a whole new invested interest in this heel run.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you said, I don't think it's going to last much longer.
I don't think so either. I think we're seeing, what we saw last night, and I think the fans are just gonna force him into big.
I think last night was like the peak of like heel Cena.
Mhm.
We will probably see him. It's like I predicted. It's like I've said from the beginning. I don't see him being a heel past SummerSlam.
No, I don't. I don't either, because Cody's gonna beat him. Cody's gonna beat him, right?
No.
100%.
We're getting a double. This is my bold prediction. We're getting a double turn.
We'll see a double
Getting a
turn.
double turn.
Dude,
No,
you're right
you want to
about
know
that.
why I think there's a chance of it happening?
Why?
Because of what happened last night on SmackDown, with Cody getting interrupted not once, not twice, but three times and not being able to say a word.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to say that that's for sure means he's going to turn heel. I'm just saying it's an interesting, you know, thing to happen because we haven't really seen Cody, you know, be irritated like that pretty much since he's come back.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see where the direction they go with who wins King of the Ring, and now, you know, um, does it bleed into SummerSlam? I mean, the guys are gonna get the guys and girls are gonna get title shots, but how much does it bleed into SummerSlam in terms of like who's in it? So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited for this summer of WWE.
Yeah. The last real champion.
The
The
last
champ
real
is here.
company.
No, what one thing I will say is like honestly, dude, since Money in the Bank, and I'm not just saying this because I was there, it really feels like WWE's hitting its creative stride again.
I think they have a lot to play with right now in terms of like utilizing their guys and the girls, and it's there's a lot they can do, and so it could always get better, but yeah, I think it's been pretty exciting.
I can definitely say it seems that it's gotten better throughout the year.
Exactly.
Because like there was a lot of hype going towards the Rumble, and then kind of like after the Rumble, it kind of died out. And then when you had the Cena heel turn, it was all like back up and hype again, and then it like fell back down. WrestleMania was kind of like, not. I'm not gonna say it was like a complete disappointment or like failure because obviously it was successful, but like it didn't meet expectations. I think that's a fair statement.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens, with SummerSlam. Usually what happens when it's a weak expectation of a card usually it delivers, and sometimes when it's very hyped it doesn't deliver. So we'll see what kind of card they can build for the entire 2 nights. And remember, it's 2 nights for SummerSlam now. So
The first
a
time,
week from
so
now,
it'll
yeah,
be interesting to see how they book each night
exactly.
because pretty much since they've had the 2 night WrestleManias, there's always been one night was better than the other. It's very they haven't really been able to hit the mark on like both nights being like consistent. So I
Exactly.
wonder if with SummerSlam, I wonder if they're going to be able to do that where they're going to be able to keep it consistent on both nights.
Exactly. So we'll see. We will see. All right. Well, this is Wrestling with Ryan. Remember, guys, we haven't been really consistent with our recording, but you know what? It happens when it happens, and that's the magic of it. That's the magic of it. Wrestling is exciting as always, and we're gonna be here to talk about it.
Yeah. We love doing this. It's always a joy to talk, all things wrestling, have going, back and forth and like sharing our own thoughts because it's crazy to think like how like our minds think very alike, but we also have very differing like
Exactly.
mindsets.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
me, I mean, you're calling me delusional or whatever. Like me, I and I'm not just saying this because John Cena's my goat. I don't see Cena dropping the title at SummerSlam. I don't.
We'll see. Anything is possible.
I don't.
We'll see. I do see Cody winning it,
He
but
doesn't need it.
that's neither
He was
here or there yet. So we
he
got to
was a
get to that
boring.
point.
He was he was one of the worst WWE champions we've had over the
And
last
we're gonna
5
cut
years.
this episode short. I'm joking. All right.
Him and Roman, two of the worst
Oh
WWE
my God.
champions
How can I meet this guy
in
again?
history.
How can I meet this? Anyways, that was Wrestling with Ryan. Be on the lookout for more content, and we'll be back with you soon. See you.
Yeet.